Hello students. So today we are going to start new chapter, that is circle. Okay. So let us start the topic circle. You have studied about the circle in your previous classes also, in class 8th, in class 7th also. So first, what is the definition of circle? How will you define what is a circle? So basically, if you draw a circle, what you do? You take a compass and point the compass on the paper and take a particular radius and mark the points from your pencil in this way. Okay, so you have taken a compass, put it on the board or on the paper and mark the points from your pencil in this way. Now, if you join all these points, then all these points when they will join, it will form a circle. So basically, what is the definition of a circle? Note down the definition. It is the locus. It is the locus of a point. It is the locus of a point which moves in a plane, in such a way that its distance from a fixed point is always constant. This is the definition of circle. What does it mean? First term is locus. What is the meaning of locus? Locus means the path followed. If you take the compass, put it here, and this is our pencil, suppose. So pencil is a point. Okay, the tip of the pencil is a point. That point is moving in a plane. This board is a plane, or your notebook is a plane. So this point is moving on this plane in such a way that the distance of this point, means the distance of your tip of the pencil, is always constant. It is always fixed from a given point, from a fixed point where your compass is there. You have put the compass at point O, suppose, and this is our tip of the pencil. So this point P is moving in this way. P, all these points will be P. This point P is moving in this plane. So a complete path is formed, and this path is called locus. So the locus of all the points which move in such a way that its distance from a fixed point is always constant, and this fixed distance is known as radius. This fixed distance is called radius, and this fixed point is called center. Okay, the fixed distance is called radius. The fixed distance is called radius of the circle, and fixed point is called center of the circle. So this is the basic definition of circle. The locus of all the point which moves in a plane in such a way that its distance from a fixed point is always constant. This is called circle. The fixed distance is called radius, and fixed point is called center. Now we are going to talk about some terms related to the circle. What are the different terms which are related to the circle? Suppose this is our circle with a given center O. Now we are talking about terms related to circle. Terms related to circle. So the first term which is related to circle, That is radius. We have already discussed what is radius. The distance between the fixed point and the locus of the point is called radius, which we have already discussed. The second point is circumference. Circumference of the circle. So what is circumference of the circle? We know about the perimeter. You have heard about the word perimeter of a plane figure, that is a rectangle, square. Same is the circumference. What is the circumference? Circumference is the perimeter. It is the perimeter of the circle. Perimeter of the circle. It is called circumference. And its formula is given by C is equal to 2 pi r. Circumference is equal to 2 pi r if the radius is r. So circumference is given by 2 pi r. Okay. Now what is this pi? First let us talk about the term pi. What is this pi? What is the meaning of pi? So we can define pi is also known as circle constant. It is known as circle constant. Pi, which is called circle constant. So what is this pi? How will you define the term pi? So the basic definition of pi is, when suppose we have taken a string or a thread, we have taken a thread. Suppose the length of this thread is, for example, we have taken a thread of length 7 cm. Just an example. Okay, we have taken a thread of length 7 cm. Now we bend this thread in such a way that it forms a complete circle. Means if we draw a circle or if we form a circle from this thread, so the length of thread was 7 cm. Now what will be the length of this circumference? What will the circumference of this circle? Circumference will also be 7 cm, because we have taken a thread of 7 cm. So the circumference of the circle will also be 7 cm. Okay. Now we know the formula of circumference. Circumference is equal to 2 pi r. C is equal to 2 pi r. But first we are going to talk about pi. Why does this pi comes here? So whenever we divide the circumference, we know the circumference of this circle, and suppose this is the center, and we know the diameter. This is our radius if you consider it as point A, B and O. So OA is radius and OB is also radius. So what is diameter? We know about the diameter. Diameter means twice of radius. This is called diameter. So any line joining any 2 points on the circle which passes through the center is called diameter. So diameter is 2r and circumference is 7 cm. So whenever we divide, the ratio of, the definition of pi is ratio of circumference to the diameter of the circle. Ratio of circumference to the diameter of the circle is always constant. You may take any length of the wire and then form a circle. Then the circumference of the circle and the diameter of the circle, both the ratios will also be constant. Will always be constant. Means circumference upon 2r. Diameter means 2r. This is the value of pi. This is always constant. The ratio of circumference and diameter is always constant. And this constant value comes out to be equal to pi. If you want to perform an experiment, you can perform the experiment also. You will take different thread of different length and form the circle. Then divide the diameter of the circle with the diameter, divide the circumference of the circle with the diameter. You will get a constant value always. That constant value is defined as circle constant and it is known as pi. So this is the definition of pi. Note down. Now coming to the next term. First is diameter, circumference, pi. So if anybody asks you about what is pi, so pi is a circle constant which is equal to ratio of circumference to the diameter. Now the next term is chord. What is the meaning of chord of a circle? So what is chord? If we have given a circle, this is our center O. So any line joining the circle at any 2 points. Suppose this is point A and this is point B. So this AB is known as chord. Line segment joining any 2 points on the circle. What is chord? It is the line segment joining any 2 points on the circle is called chord. So AB is a chord. Okay, so a circle may have infinite number of chords because a circle may have infinite number of points, and by joining any 2 points we will get a chord. So there may be infinite number of chords in a circle. But if we talk about the longest chord, if we draw the chord here, it is this chord CD is greater than AB. Okay, so the longest chord of a circle is diameter. Suppose we consider it as EF. So in these 3 chords, EF is the longest, and we can say the diameter is the longest chord. Diameter is the longest chord of a circle. Diameter is the longest chord of the circle. Now the next term is secant. So what is secant? If we extend the chord on both the sides, means in the chord we were discussing about the line segment. Now if we say about any line which intersect the circle at any 2 points, it is called secant. Okay, if we talk about only on the points on the circle, then it is a chord. And if we talk about any line, means a line segment extended on both the side of the chord, is called secant. So it is our secant, the line which intersect the circle, at 2 points is called secant. Then the next term is tangent. Tangent is very important term. You will study in class 10th. The whole chapter of circle is based on tangent in class 10th. But in class 9, it is not in our syllabus. But what is tangent? Let us discuss it. A secant is a line which intersects the circle at 2 points. But what is tangent? A line which intersects the circle at only 1 point. It means a line which is just touching a circle is called tangent. So suppose this is our line AB, which is just touching the circle or which is intersecting the circle at only 1 point. It is called tangent. So what is tangent? Line intersecting the circle. Line intersecting the circle at only 1 point is called tangent. Okay. Now the next term is So we have discussed about circumference, then circle constant, chord, secant and tangent. Now the next term is arc of a circle. Arc of a circle. So what is the meaning of arc? We have given a circle. So any part of the circle is called arc. Suppose this is our complete circle. If we take this part of the circle, suppose this is AB, means if we take it like this way. So this AB is the part of this circle with center O. Now this part AB will be known as arc of the circle with center O. Okay. So what is the arc of a circle? It is the continuous piece. It is the continuous piece of circle. Clear? If we cut any circle, we take a piece which should be continuous. So a continuous piece of a circle is called arc. And it is denoted by a symbol. Suppose we are taking the arc AB, then it is written as AB and this symbol is used. This is called arc AB. Okay, if it is a straight line, then we simply write AB, but if it is an arc, so we will denote it by a symbol like this, AB arc. It is the arc AB. The meaning of this symbol is arc AB. Here, now there are two types of arc. One is minor arc. Before this, let us discuss about semicircle. What is semicircle? So what is a semicircle? You all know about the semicircle. That diameter of a circle divides it into two equal circles or two circles in equal parts. Suppose this is our diameter. So this diameter is dividing the circle into two equal parts. So what is a semicircle? Diameter divides the circle in two equal parts. Both are known as semicircle. Okay. So diameter of a circle divides it in two equal parts. Both the parts are called semicircle. Now we are going to talk about two types of arc. One is our minor arc and major arc. Second one is major arc. So what is minor arc and major arc? Minor means if the arc of a circle if the piece of the circle is in such a way that it is less than the semicircle, then it is called minor arc. Suppose this is our AB. So this AB is less than the semicircle because the semicircle will be divided by this line, by the diameter. If we are talking about in this figure, this is AB is a diameter and this is CD. So this CD will be known as minor arc. Okay, AB is the diameter which is dividing the circle into two equal parts. So this is our semicircle. But if we take this particular part AD, part CD, this is C and D. So this CD, if we take it from this side, or if we take a point E also, CED, and a point F here. So what is minor arc? Arc less than a semicircle. Arc less than a semicircle is called minor arc. An arc less than the semicircle is called minor arc. So in this figure, what is the minor arc? Minor arc is CED, is minor arc. And if we talk about major arc, so what will be the major arc? The arc which is greater than the semicircle. Means if we consider the same arc CD, but not from this side CED, if we take this arc from opposite side, it will be like this. This is our point C, D, and one point we have taken F. So CFD, it is greater than the semicircle, so it will be a major arc. Arc greater than the semicircle. Arc greater than semicircle is called major arc. And in this figure, CFD is major arc. CED is the minor arc and CFD is the major arc. Clear? So what is arc? Two types of arc, minor and major. Now the next term is segment. All these terms are very important. You should remember all these terms because different theorems are there. We have to study at least 15 theorems in this chapter, and these all theorems are very important. So the next term is segment of the circle. Segment. So what is a segment? Now if we have given any circle and there is a chord in this circle, suppose this is a chord AB. Okay, we have given a circle with center O and chord AB is given. Now the region between chord and the arc. This is our chord AB and this is our arc AB. The region between chord and the arc is called segment. Okay? So what is the definition of segment? The region between chord and arc is called segment. The region between chord and arc is called segment. Now in the same way, we were having two types of arc, minor and major. So there will be two types of segment also. One will be minor segment and another will be major segment. So first we will talk about minor segment. So what will be the minor segment? The segment which is less than the semicircle will be a minor segment, and the segment which is greater than the semicircle will be a major segment. So if we take any point, suppose this point is C and another point is D. So what is minor segment? The segment less than semicircle. The segment less than semicircle is minor segment. The segment less than semicircle is minor segment. In this figure, what is minor segment? ACB is minor segment. Because a chord always divides the circle into two segments. Okay, one will be minor, one will be major, and if this chord is the diameter, then both the segments will be equal, both will be the semicircles. So the segment less than the semicircle is minor segment, and in this figure ACB is the minor segment. And what is major segment? Another is major segment. So what is major segment? The segment greater than semicircle. Segment greater than semicircle is major segment. And what is major segment in this figure? If we take this segment ADB, this segment ADB, this will be the major segment. ADB is major segment. Okay, so we have discussed about arc, two types of arc, minor arc and major arc. Then two types of segment, minor segment and major segment. Now the next term is sector. Sector of a circle. So what is a sector? Suppose we have given another circle with center O, and we have given an arc AB. Suppose this is an arc AB. Let us consider it as minor arc. If we join the center with both the points of the arc, with OA and OB we have joined. These OA and OB will be the radius of the circle. Then what is the sector? The sector is the region between the arc of the circle and both the radii. This particular region, AOB, this region will be called as sector. This is our sector, OAB. Okay? In case of segment, it was a straight line, that was a chord. But in case of sector, we have given an arc and we join both the points of the arc with the center. Then this particular figure, this shape of pizza, it is a sector. Clear? So how will you define the sector? The region enclosed by arc, region enclosed by arc and its two bounding radii, is called sector. Again, there will be two types of sector. One will be minor sector and another will be major sector. So what will be minor sector? Minor sector and major sector. So what will be minor and major? You can write yourself. The minor sector will be the area of the sector. If it is less than semicircle, then it will be minor sector. And if it is greater than semicircle, then we will take it as major sector. Okay? So these were some basic terms related to the circle. So we have discussed all the basic terms, the definition of circle and all the basic terms related with the circle. Now let us start with the first theorem, which is congruency of circle. Congruency of circle. We have studied about the chapter congruency of triangle. Now we are going to discuss about congruency of circle. So when will you say that two circles are congruent? We know the basic definition of congruency. What is the basic definition of congruency? If two figures superimpose on each other, then those two figures will be known as congruent figures. So similarly in the case of circle also, two circles will be known as congruent circle if those two circles will superimpose on each other. So this is our first theorem. Note down the statement only. Theorem number 1. Two circles are congruent. Two circles are congruent if and only if their radii are equal. Two circles are congruent if and only if their radii are equal. So there is no proof of this particular theorem. We can prove it by simple observation. Suppose we have taken two circles, one with center O, another with center O dash, and if we take the radius of the first circle as R and the radius of second circle as R dash, then what is the meaning of congruency? If two figures superimpose on each other, then they are called as congruent figures. So if we put the circle with center O dash on the circle with center O, then they will superimpose only when the radii R will be equal to R dash. Okay, so you can write just a statement in this theorem, but there is no need to prove this theorem. You have to simply remember this theorem. Okay, because it will be used further. There is no proof of this particular theorem, mathematical proof. We will prove it by simple practical. Okay, so all this was about the basics of circle. What is the circle? What is the basic definition? And what are the different terms related to the circle? So we will start from the next theorem and more important theorems, more important properties from our next video. Till then, you have to remember all these basic terms related to the circle.